to a little bit of fantasy talk, let's go into some streaming options or just players that you like. Give me some quarterbacks that you like this week.
All right,
some
so
good matchups.
So quarterbacks, I mean, out of like the expensive quarterbacks and the good quarterbacks, there's a lot of really good matchups, honestly. So I'm going to start off with them first. I mean, Brady and Breeze against each other. I mean, I think that game's going to be a shootout.
At least 20 points scored by each team.
Yeah, so I mean, I think either quarterback you wanted to go to if you want to spend money. If you want to spend a little less, which I think Rodgers is actually, I mean, if you're going to go expensive on quarterback, I think Aaron Rodgers is the way to go because he's the fourth expensive quarterback. And I mean, he can end up scoring the most points.
Yeah.
They're going to a new dome against Atlanta. Atlanta did work them in the playoffs, so a little revenge game. But so Matt Ryan against Green Bay, Rodgers against Atlanta. I like both. I think both have a good game. His boy Derek Carr, I mean, I'm going to continuously pick on the Jets each week.
Yep, same.
I mean, so, and just Big Ben being at home. A lot of people might not pick him because they didn't do, like, Minnesota's defense looked really good on Monday night, but it's Big Ben's money at home.
Yeah, he's cash at home.
Out of a little, like, cheap sleepers, a lot of people, I mean, it's risky, but a lot of people will be off Palmer because, yeah, he just did not look good. The only player that looked worse than him, honestly, was Andy Dalton week 1. So, I mean, but he's facing an Indianapolis defense. I mean, Goff threw for over 300 on him. So, I mean,
Goff looked good, too.
He did. So, I mean, I think if Palmer doesn't do it against them, he's not going to do it against anybody.
Yeah.
Phil Rivers, really, really cheap. I mean, I would definitely be using him.
That's the one I didn't understand the most.
Yeah, I mean, him against the Dolphins, they're showing a lot of respect for the Dolphins defense, I guess, for some reason. I mean, they have some good players, but
he scored 2 touchdowns against probably the best secondary last week.
That's what I'm saying. And he actually, I think, has like a 10-game streak of at least 2 passing touchdowns in a game. So, I mean, and he has all of his wide receivers except for, I think, maybe Mike Williams this week. So, I mean,
you're going to have to get used to him not being on the field, too, for a while.
So, Joe Flacco against the Browns, and once again, you're just going to see stuff against the Browns.
Yeah.
If you're just wanting to go cheap at quarterback, I mean, he could sneak you at 2 touchdowns against the Browns, you never know. And I actually like Sam Bradford a bit, too. I think people, been sleeping on him a little bit, even dating back to the end of last year. He's actually played really, really well.
Yeah.
So, him against Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh's defense, Kaiser threw the ball on him pretty well.
Yeah, in fantasy points, I think that game would be about mid-scoring. I think it'd be about 20-ish.
And I have Pittsburgh winning the game, Big Ben looking really good, so he's going to have to throw the ball.
Yeah. And
Diggs and Thielen.
The biggest thing for Bradford was the weapons, of course, Thielen and Diggs. But I think the offensive line looked really good.
Yeah.
And having Cook back there, he played really good. I like the Sam Bradford pick a lot. I think he showed a lot to me in the first game. I think he's going to keep going up as long as the offensive line stays fine.
As long as everybody stays healthy, right?
Yeah. And I love the Tom versus Saints. I think that's their safest bet, which I think he was the most expensive, but it's just going to be cash. And Carr versus Jets, obviously I love because the Jets are horrible and Derek Carr's great and MVP. Only thing I can say about that is if they end up getting up by 14 plus, they're going to give the ball to Marshawn.
We're both going to hit on Marshawn here soon. Yeah. I love Marshawn this week.
And Rivers versus Dolphins, we agreed on that because obviously I don't really know what they're thinking is why he's so cheap. The Dolphins defense solid, but you can get your fantasy points there.
They just had all that stuff happen with the hurricane and they're traveling all the way across the country.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is I saw was Keenan Allen looked good against the best secondary. I think 37 yards and a touchdown. Obviously, that's Rivers' like safety blanket.
Oh yeah.
And Flacco against the Browns. I don't really know what I need to say about the Browns. They're horrible. Flacco's not. If you ask Hugh Jackson, he's an elite quarterback. I don't know what he's thinking, but Flacco's not bad. Usually, whenever I have to stream somebody on a bye week or quarterback, I usually end up looking Flacco's way.
He's solid. I wouldn't say he's great, but he's solid.
They don't really have much of a run game there, so I think they ended up throwing the ball a lot, and I think this game could sneakily it could end up being a solid game where the Browns stay close, but they're gonna lose, but they're gonna stay close.
They're getting closer.
Yeah. So heading into running backs, I like Zeke versus Denver. The thing you gotta do against Denver is you gotta run the ball,
and they have the offensive line to do it against anybody.
Yeah, and
And he's talented.
They're throwing the ball against Denver is obviously it's challenging, a lot challenging. But when you have Zeke back there, who's going to create really short third downs, I think that they're going to beat the brakes off Denver. To be honest, not beat the brakes terribly. I mean, I think it's going to be about 14, 13 plus. Obviously, we both love Marshawn this week against the Jets because it's the Jets and they're horrible and Marshawn's great. And Marshawn looked good, so I mean, I think if they're going to be in the red zone a lot, I think this is going to be the game they're going to try to make sure that Marshawn gets a touchdown. And I think, I believe it's a home game. I could be wrong. If it's a home game,
either way,
he is absolutely getting a touchdown. And mark my words, he's getting a touchdown. They're going to make sure he gets a touchdown if it's a home game. I like Terrence West against the Browns. It's the Browns. They're going to be in the red zone.
Got to pick on these teams.
Without Danny Woodhead, it looks like Terrence West will get.
I mean, I'd argue. I mean, the Allen dude, Javoris Allen too. He had like 17 carries against the Bengals.
Yeah, I think eventually they're going to end up splitting more time, but I think they're going to go with West in the red zone, which I mean he's a bigger back, so it would make sense. I'm gonna go Fat Rob against the Rams. Yeah. I can totally understand if you're mad at Fat Rob right now. Played terribly for the Redskins look bad. I just don't think they're gonna play that bad again. And the Rams are good, don't get me wrong, but if Donald doesn't play week 2, I think he's at least getting a touchdown. I think you can bank on him getting a touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
The Rams defense, they looked good last week. But let's not forget they're playing Scott Tolzien.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest thing. The Kirk Cousins is a huge upgrade from Scott Tolzien. And I'm a huge upgrade from Scott Tolzien. Andy Dalton's a huge upgrade from Scott Tolzien.
Oh, it's debatable.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, actually. I mean, there's a lot. But I'm pretty sure that the Fat Rob's going to get in the end zone. He might not have 100 yards.
But still, I mean, you're looking for that touchdown.
Yeah, exactly. You can kind of bank on that. And
he's the main running back there. He's a cheap option for being a main running back. I mean, you look for them. So, for mine, I mean, fully agree on Marshawn. It's a good player against terrible defense.
Yeah.
I mean, yep. Ty Montgomery, I still don't think a lot of people believe in him. I know we touched on it, like, on the sleepers, Mr. Luke Todd. Yeah. But we talked about him on there. But Ty Montgomery against Atlanta, I like him a lot. To be honest.
PPR too, I love him.
Yeah, I mean, so if you're on DraftKings and you get the PPR, I mean, gotta love that. I think, I mean, he might be really highly owned, but I mean, Hunt against Philly. I mean, the Chiefs are gonna run the ball. That's what they're gonna do. Is when they win games, they're gonna run the ball, and he's the main guy that's gonna be getting carries. So, I mean, he showed that he can catch the ball clearly out of the backfield, too. So, I think he's going to be an awesome option every week. And then just sleeper-wise, too, I mean, Terrence West may be the guy that gets the majority of the carries, but if not, Allen against the Browns, too.
I think if you're looking at PPR, I think you look more towards Allen, too.
Yeah, so, I mean, it just depends. I know apparently, like, Joe Flacco really couldn't throw the ball very well, so the Bengals helped him out a ton week 1. So, I mean, I think they will continue to rely on the run against the Browns. And, I mean, assuming that it wasn't the Steelers being, not giving Bell awesome opportunities, I doubt the Browns' run defense became amazing. But maybe it did, I don't know.